Okay, here is a good spot. I want to address something. So recently on Danielle Harris's podcast, Talk Scary to Me, she talked about when she met Jamie Lee Curtis for the first time, and it didn't go like she wanted it to. Let's just put it that way. It was an very awkward situation. When you listen to the podcast, I wanted to take a side, and let me just work through this. I felt really bad for Danielle and Scout, and Scout got emotional even. And so I made a mistake, and I went to Twitter and I posted my opinion on a thing, and I used a word that I don't like using. I used disgusting. I said that Jamie Lee Curtis's behavior was disgusting. And if you listen to the context of how that meetup went down, some of you might feel that way, but I'm going to apologize right now because I was wrong. I was wrong to pick a side, because I don't know what Jamie Lee Curtis's side of the story is. And I automatically I'm on their side. And I don't know them, and I don't know Jamie Lee Curtis. So what the fuck am I doing? It's not my position to pick a side. And also, I do have a responsibility here because I do have a platform. Okay, it's not a massive platform, but it's a platform. And when I went on Twitter, of course, I had some people backing me up, saying, "Yeah, I agree with you, Lee. Screw her." And that's when I was like, "Whoa, this is not good. I shouldn't be doing this." And so then I deleted the tweet, and I guess the big thing is it's none of my business. It's kind of a private matter. I think Danielle Harris and Scout Taylor Compton, maybe they needed to do that to maybe it was therapeutic for them to just kind of vent it out. But when you're venting it out to an entire platform, you're going to have people that come to your defense, and you probably don't want them to come to your defense. And I'm guilty of that. I shouldn't have done that. So thinking back, and I watched this documentary with Jamie Lee Curtis today, the night she came home, and it gave me a little bit more perspective too, because Jamie Lee Curtis, she stayed away from the horror community for quite a few years, so she didn't really follow the movies that didn't have her in them. And so her response to Danielle Harris was, "I don't know you, and I don't watch those movies." And so I get what Danielle Harris was saying, and that was a moment that she wanted to share with her kids, I guess, down the line, and it didn't go like she planned it. The fantasy that she had in her head about meeting Jamie Lee Curtis did not work out the way she wanted it to. So I feel bad for all sides, even though I'm wondering if Jamie Lee Curtis has even heard about this story. I don't know, but I wanted to say that because it's none of my business. It's none of anybody else's business. I think people have bad days. I think people sometimes they're tired. And when you're that big of a celebrity and you're constantly promoting this movie, you might have your breaking point where you're just like, okay, I'm done. I need a break. And maybe that's where she was. Okay. I wanted, in my mind, when I first heard it, my knee-jerk reaction was Jamie Lee Curtis should have said, "Oh my God, that's so cool. You played my daughter," and then welcomed her with open arms and whatnot. But again, I was wrong. I picked a side. I shouldn't have done that. I should have kept my fucking mouth shut. So anyway, that's my thoughts on that. Nick, do you have any thoughts on the Jamie Lee Curtis, Danielle Harris?
Yeah, I do. It's the way I look at it is Jamie Lee she's openly said not only that she doesn't watch horror movies, she says she hates them. Like she avoids them.
Yeah.
So, and that's never been a secret. She just doesn't like them. And the only time she's ever watched horror movies is when she has to attend a premiere for her own movie. That's really it. So, and she was very open about how in the 80s, she intentionally tried to distance herself away from Halloween. She didn't want to get typecast. She didn't. So I believe wholeheartedly she has no idea about Halloween 4 and 5 and all that, and especially the remakes. She could care less about a remake of her movie. I mean,
yeah.
So I believe she didn't know who they were.
Yeah.
But the way the takeaway, because I listened to their podcast as well, and the takeaway that I had was it's the photographer's fault. Jamie didn't do anything wrong. The photographer said, "Hey, why don't you guys come in here and get a picture with Jamie? And they were like, are you sure? Like, is that cool? Yeah, just do it. Just do it. Here, get up real close and taking pictures. So Jamie is probably like, what's going on? Like, okay. And then
he should have set the table. He should have set things up, said, hey, we're going to set up
this is Danielle. Yeah, this is Scout. Oh, okay, cool. You want to take a picture? Sure. But to just be like, here, do this with people you don't know. And then, of course, as Danielle and Scout, they can't help it. They are fans. And so, like, they're going to want to tell her, hey, by the way, and this is after she's done a month-long press tour for this movie across the world. And Lord knows how many thousands of photos she's taken. She's probably just like, I mean, cool, but like, I don't care. You know what I mean? And that might come across as rude to some people, but I guarantee you if it was a different setting and the table had been set a little bit better, she would not have been like that.
Yeah, and if you like the documentary, the night she came home, you see her sitting in the hotel, and these just complete strangers walk up to her, and she's nothing but lovely and nice to them. So, again, I think people have a bad day. I'm, you can think back to the Tony Moran situation where he said some really, wow, crazy stuff, and funny enough, Danielle Harris came to his defense and said, hey, it's easy to pound on somebody and jump on somebody when they've done something that maybe you don't know the whole context of it. And maybe it's just not your place to, because social media can be a dangerous thing sometimes. It can be a really dangerous thing, and pylons are a dangerous thing. And when you have a platform, you got to be careful about how you behave, because you're going to have people that are going to take your side and they're going to jump, and they shouldn't be doing that. So I'm glad I got that out though. I just wanted to address that. But
to that point though, real quickly, when I interviewed Sean Clark on my channel, and then we've talked to him on the podcast as well, Sean's gone into detail about how Jamie Lee Curtis, and he means this, was one of the most difficult clients he ever had to work with when it comes to the convention that she did that entire weekend, but he meant it in a good way. He said, because she was raring to go every day. She wanted to meet everyone. She wanted to sign everything. She wanted to take photos with everyone. When her line was supposed to cut off, she took everyone well over an hour after she was supposed to be done signing. Like that, if you do those types of things, you probably aren't a bad person. You have a bad day every now and then, but I do not think Jamie Lee is an asshole.
And you know what? This is what I would be nice. I guess I would like smile if this happened. If I heard that maybe Jamie Lee Curtis, she hears about Danielle Harris and how they were hurt, and not that she has to. She's done nothing wrong, but it would be kind of a cool gesture if she reached out to them and said, hey, just wanted to kind of clear the air with you two. It was nothing personal. That would make me happy. And I have no stake in this claim. I don't deserve to be happy in this situation, but that would kind of make me smile. It would be a nice gesture, but Jamie Lee Curtis, she's probably moved. She's probably in the future right now. She's not even thinking about the past,
Yeah. I agree.